But you're one of those veterans who has been there in the big championship show, huh?
Yeah.
And you kind of like to do it again.
Tremendous experience.
Yeah. And rewarding experience,
yes, it is.
too.
Yeah.
And I guess you're still delivering the New York Times all over the South Shore?
Greater Boston area.
Greater Boston area, huh? Well, nice to have you back again, and you're sporting a pretty nice league average. You better bowl well, because you know who's on a roll here.
Very aware of that, Tom.
Sometimes we look forward to these things. They don't turn to because both of you press too much. But usually what happens is two good bowlers, and you rise to the challenge. Each one wants to beat the other.
I'm sure it'll be a good show.
Yeah. I'm hoping so. Good luck to you, and nice to have you back again, Huey. We'll get underway right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by True Value Hardware, your store of first choice.
For great personal service and low everyday prices, check the lineup at your neighborhood True Value Hardware store, where the June hardware value of the month is the Black & Decker Spotlighter, plus a bonus Sports Bloopers videotape. The rechargeable Spotlighter features a powerful xenon bulb and enjoy sports highlights anytime with the videotape. In June, get both for just $14.99 where you see the banner at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
Your Toyota dealer thinks you should know the real value of a car is what you save after you buy it. In depreciation, repair, and fuel costs, a Ford Tempo can drain you dry. On the other hand, a Toyota Corolla requires much less. Over 5 years, repair costs project about 5 cents a day, and you get so much in return. Your Toyota dealer can save you a lot now on a Corolla that will save you a lot later on. See your New England Toyota dealer. He delivers value today and tomorrow.
There's a bear in the woods, a dilettante, a Philistine, a Johnny-come-lately, a new refrigerated pudding. And what does it have that Jell-O pudding snacks don't? Tropical oils and artificial flavors. Friends, when it comes to creamy, chocolatey, homemade, delicious pudding, you know when it's Jell-O.
We are underway. Hugh Ferguson leading off. Three pins still standing, the 5, 7, and 10. Hugh with a league average of 120, a high single of 212, and a high triple of 486. He had a 630 in winning his roll-off, and he's representing the Colonial Bowl. No, didn't get it. This is Hugh Ferguson's 17th regular appearance, and he was a live show finalist back in 1983. He did something that not too many folks have done. He defeated Tom Saname by 1 pin, 129, 128. Tom, one of our veteran Candlepin bowlers from the Lynn area. Everything down except the 5 pin. He eventually lost to Tom Morgan in the final, but wound up with $2,600. Yes! He begins with a spare. Now our defending champion, Jim Putney, on for the 8th consecutive week. One, 2, 7, 8, and 10, with Wood in front of the 10 and Wood to the left of the 2 and 8. He got everything on the left side and had a piece of wood roll over toward the 10, but not enough to seriously threaten it. Nine. .128 average for Jim Putney. High single 200, high triple 465. He had a 670 in winning his roll-off. He's representing Norwood Sports Center and Ficus of Franklin. Four horsemen right side and the corner pin on the opposite side, the 7. 1, 2, 4. Run 1, 3, 6. Excuse me, 1, 3, 6, and 10, and the 7 over on the other side. 2 full on the head pin. An 8. All right, Hugh Ferguson working on a spare as he comes up. Half Worcester right side punching out the 3 and 9. Still has 1, 4, 6, 8, 10. And it winds up as a 7 box. Everything down except the 6 pin. His first attempt in '79 and his second in early '81 were unsuccessful challenges against Mike Morgan and Jim Morrow. He's got the spare, but then he had a streak of his own when he came on in September of 1982. All right, Jim Putney. He made his first appearance on our program back in '84. It also was an unsuccessful challenge. He challenged Jeff Atkins at that time. The 10 is still there. He's got a 10. When Jim came on the second time in 1986, he was successful as he defeated Bob Ireland and then beat Mike Morgan and Ray McGurk before losing to Dick O'Connell. And that was a great match. He rolled a 420 and lost to Dick O'Connell's 443. And we'll take a check on the scoreboard right now. After 4 boxes, each bowler with a bonus ball to roll when we come back, and the score tied after 4 boxes right now with pins down at 37. Jim Putney filled his spare in the 4th with a 7, added a 9 and a 10. Now let's see what Hugh can do here as he comes up to roll again. And once again, he punches out just 2. This time he goes to the left side and punches out the 2 and 8. Now 1 pin, which is the 1 pin, but he didn't get it, so it's a 9. The rest of our crew today: Dick Erickson, Roger Rice, Skip Peabody, and the well-known candlepin bowler, Leroy McLaurin, who sometimes deigns to do some television technician. Strike! Jim Putney. And he has a spread eagle. One. It's a 6-box. The rest of the folks who work on putting this together in post-production videotape, George Ellard and Doug DeVitt. And the man who puts it together and keeps it together, of course, is our producer and director, Phil Rubin. Five and 9 to pick up for a spare. He has the spare. Now Hugh Ferguson comes up and he's working on a strike. Hugh has alternated marks. All 4 of his marks have come on lane 3. He's rolling on lane 2 right now, but he has an opportunity to make his first mark over there because he has picked up 7 with the first ball, and he's looking at 2, 4, 7 with favorable wood between the 4 and 7. And he has it. 2 marks in a row. Right now at 104. A bonus ball to roll. That one drifted a bit. 5. 1, 2, 7, 8, and 10. Seven, 8, and 10 still there. Made a 10 box. $119. Jim Putney, our defending champion, trailing by 5. However, he does have a spare up on the board, and yet he is opposite a couple of marks by Hugh Ferguson. So we'll see what happens. This is about to be the fill on his spare. They began to topple, and finally everything went down except the 9-pin. So he has a 9-pin drop. And this will be for another spare. He has it. So 2 in a row here. He is now at 98. The only bonus money available apparently in this first string, at least to this point, would be the $50 to the winner of the string. But maybe another 50 comes here. You don't know. Thin hit. Just 4. The 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10. And he got just the 10, so now he's faced with 5 pins standing. Hugh Ferguson will be the winner of the $50 for taking the first string. It's a 9, and he winds up with 111. Hugh Ferguson wins $50 for winning the first string by a score of 119 to 111. His, and unfortunately for Jim Putney, he lobbed and lost all of his fill on the first one. Here he comes again. Before I forget it, for you folks who watch this program on Channel 5 in Boston, there will be a change in time next week, so mark it on your calendar. We'll be on at 11 a.m. instead of 12 noon. However, if you're watching on Springfield, it'll be on its regular time in Springfield. That's next week, 11 a.m. for Candlepin Bowling. That's because of a special ABC program that'll be on at 12 noon, between 12 and 1. That program will be carried later in Springfield, but in Boston on Channel 5, it'll be on at 12 noon. And Candlepin Bowling will go at 11. A one-time only, next week. Nine and 10, and neither. So, an 8 for Jim Putney. Everything down except the 7-pin. It's a spare. $6.10 on the right, 7 alone over on the left. Nice try. Nice try. As he used that piece of wood that was about where the 3 was to take out the 6-pin and roll over and get the 7. The hand is for Ralph Stewart, who went down and got a piece of rolling wood that had rolled a long distance this side of the deadwood line. It's a 10 for Hugh. So in the first 3 boxes of the middle string, he's knocked them all down with 2 10s and a spare 5. Two pins to pick up for a spare. They are the 4-pin and the 8-pin. He has it. So, as we had in the first string when we took a check on the scoreboard after 4 boxes, each of the bowlers was sitting there with a mark up on the board and a bonus ball to be thrown as soon as he came back. So the score after 4 in this middle string right now with the pins that are down is Hugh Ferguson 45 and Jim. Strike on spare. Full on the head pin, almost a complete spread eagle, did get one more. 3 6 10 on the right, 2 and 7 on the left with a piece of wood that's right in front of the 7 and another that's to the left of the 2-pin. Got the 7 and flew the piece of wood, but actually he flew it too much, and it jumped all the way over to the right side wall and in the pit. So it's a 9. Now Hugh Ferguson works on his spare that he had in the 4th. And Hugh gets a spread eagle, punching out 1, 5, 8, and 9. For a fill of 4. He's got the right side. Left side still standing. 2, 4, and 7. And he punched out the 4-pin, so he left 2. How about that? 1 pin separating our bowlers right now. We are exactly halfway through this match. 1 pin apart. 1, 3, 8, and 10. Wood in between the 1 and the 3. He got everything except the 8-pin. A 10. A 2-pin lead right now for Hugh Ferguson. Jim Putney on the line. 7th and 8th boxes, middle string. One, 2, and 10 are the pins still standing. 4 pieces of wood lying flat in back of the 2-pin. Down it goes. Spare in the 7th. As you know, Jim Putney has won 7 in a row. And his last time on, he won 3 before losing to Dick O'Connell. So basically, he has won 10 of his last 11 appearances on our program. 10 out of 11. So he winds up with 4 for the fill and just 7 in the box. Now Hugh Ferguson. So it actually winds up just as 21 pins in the 2 boxes despite the mark. And Hugh Ferguson has a strike. Also about maybe 15 feet of body English, too. First ball gets him 6 and leaves 4 horsemen right side. 1, 3, 6, and 10. Missed the head pin, got everything else. He missed it, so it's a 9. Now a 9-pin lead in the match for Hugh Ferguson. 1-pin lead in this string. Jim Putney rolling in the 9th and 10th. No wood to help, so he's working on 2, 4, 7 on the left, 6 and 10 on the right. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shot. Take another look at that. That was 2, 4, 7 going over and picking up 6 and 10 with no wood to help. He wanted a big fill that time. He got 5. He's left with 4 horsemen right side and the 7-pin alone and no wood again. Oh, he came so close to making it all. Got everything except the 10-pin. He's all over that for a 10 and a 119. Now Hugh Ferguson comes up.
Make some room here.
Our challenger, he gets a break. As backdoor, a pin comes up and knocks down 3 and 1. So he has only the 7 pin to pick up for a spare. I need not tell even those of you who are blind or legally blind by the reaction of the crowd that he missed that 7 pin. There it is for a 10. That brings his lead down to 4. Good spare leave here. The only danger is whether he might miss the 3 pin. Let's see whether he can. No, he got it. He got it. All right, he's right now at 115 in Jim Putney has finished at 119 in this string. Big Phil, 9. 124. So once again, Hugh Ferguson picks up $50 for winning the 2nd string in addition to winning the 1st string.
What are you thinking of, the wood?
He won this one by a score of 1. $136. That's what he's looking at. And he begins the 3rd string with a spare. Seven is the fill. The pins standing are the 3, the 5, and the 10. Wood at an angle in front of the 3, to the left side of it. And he used it and made it. So he begins the 3rd string with 2 consecutive spares. Now Hugh Ferguson, today's challenger. Another spread eagle as he's too full on the head pin. Took out 4 and 7. Good shot as he made it for the 10 because he had 2 and 3 side by side plus 6 and 10 and he made them all. That was pinning. One, 3, and 7 are still standing. He missed number 1, got the 3. And of course the 7 is still there. Another 10, so he's pinning very well. He just hasn't marked in the first 4 boxes with a 9 and 3 10s. Jim Putney, our defending champion, has a pair of spares up on the board. So here's another bonus ball. And he's too full on the head pin and gets just 3. He doesn't get quite a full spread eagle. There are 2 left, and they are back-to-back. The 2 that go so easily when you don't want them to in a half Worcester, the 3 and 9. So he leaves 1. And it's still a 4-pin lead in the match for Hugh Ferguson. Another spread eagle. Two and 3 side by side plus the 6, no wood. It's a 5-pin lead for Hugh Ferguson with 6 frames to go. Now Hugh Ferguson. He has a spare lead. I mean, it should go. It's the 3 and the 5 with wood right in between them. He's got it.
Hey, ball, you're already clear now. One basketball net out there. Form on you.
He got 7. And he's left with the 1, 6, 10. The 3 is out of there from the 4 horsemen on the right side. There's 1 piece of wood, and it's sort of perpendicular toward the pit in the spot where the 3 would have been. He goes for the 1, and he did not get the other 2. He has a 10. So he's added 27 pins in these 2 boxes. Jim Putney. 247 on the left, the 10 over on the right. There's a piece of wood that could help. That's to the right, another one in back of the 247. But he had to get that 2-pin, and it didn't happen. Hugh Ferguson leads by 12. It's a triangle. Not necessarily easy. We know that now. This is the 3, the 5, and the 6. He made it. That's a big spare. That's a big spare. Now Hugh Ferguson rolling in the 7th box of the 3rd string, leading in the match by 12. He's got no wood to help right now. He's got the 3, 6, 10 over on the right and the 4-pin alone over on the left. Got 6 and 10. A 9 box. He's left with 2 pins, some wood off to the left, but he's going to try to get the proper angle on this to get the 2 to go over and get the 10, taking careful aim, and yes! A fine, fine spare. That was a very big spare and a very difficult one made. Now our defending champion, Jim Putney. And he gets a big fill, a strike on his spare. Down by 12, as we told you, in the completed boxes. Now he has 2 marks in a row with a strike on his spare. First bonus ball. And it is 3 pins out of there as he comes 2 full on the head pin. It's he left the 8 pin in addition to the 3 pins on the that ordinarily are on the left, which would be the 2, 4, 7. Now he has to work his way out of this if he can. Seven was his fill on the strike, and now he has to. He makes a 9. He has taken the lead. Jim Putney has by 6. However, Hugh Ferguson is facing a 9 box, which basically cuts that down to 5-pin lead, and then he'll cut it with whatever he throws. Now he gets 7, and wow, we are down to 2 pins again. And he makes another mark. Hugh Ferguson leading the match by 2 pins through 28 frames. He has a spare in the 9th. 6. And it's going to be tough to make this into a spare. I'm not saying it can't be done, but he has side by side the 5 and 6, and behind that the 9 and 10. 2 pieces of wood off to the left. Maybe he can do some sidewall action here and get it. No, it didn't work. He was trying to kick those 2 pieces of wood over to the sidewall so they might rebound back. It's an 8 box. 116. He needs a 129. for a tie. Going to be tough. 4, 9, and 10. He made it. 113. Needs a 130 to win. 129 to tie, 130 to win. He's at 113. He's got 6. Needs a 10 to tie. He needs 1 pin to tie. He's got it. We are tied, and we go to a 2-box roll-off. Come on, you eight. They tied at 3:59. Now we go to a 2-box roll-off in overtime. Half Worcester right side.
Next one, Yui.
Two more. The 4 pins over on the left are the 2, 4, 7, and 8. 6 and 10 alone over on the right. And he makes a 10 out of it. He had 2 pins down with the first ball, 2 pins down with the second, and he came back and made a 10 out of it with no wood. He's got a half Worcester left side. Seven down. The 4 and 7, the 2 pins on the left are the 4 and 7, and the 10 pin alone over on the right. All right, he put up 19. Now Jim Putney has his chance to tie or better that. He got a 9-pin drop. He has a single pin to pick up, and this could be a very big, big single pin. He got it. So he's got the spare up on the board. He needs 20 to win. He has 10 of them, and he'll be double counting on the next ball. That did it right there. And he makes it 2 marks. So we'll just see what the final is, as Jim Putney has come from behind and made it 8 wins in a row. He adds 5 more, and Jim Putney has done it. Boy, oh boy, what a match. They tied at 3:59, and then in the overtime, Putney won it 33-19. We'll be right back.
Well,
They tied at 359, 718, and then when we add the other numbers for the overtime, it comes to 770. So there'll be two opportunities for a win for $200 in the home viewer jackpot. And when I draw that card, that person will be rewarded anyway with these prizes.
A Parker pen set. Parker Pen's lifetime guarantee, your assurance of quality and durability in a writing instrument. Look for the Parker symbol of excellence at fine stores everywhere. And Solder Seal Gunk Heavy-Duty Puncture Seal provides security in a can. Seals and inflates all types of tires in seconds while on the car. Keep a can of Solder Seal Gunk Puncture Seal in your trunk. And a British Sterling gift set for the man who's not just a friend, the cologne that's not just a fragrance. Give him British Sterling and make him a legend in his own time.
Hey, all right, two numbers for two opportunities for a person to win, and 10 either side, obviously. 718 is one of them, and 770 is the other. So let's dig down for the person who gets two opportunities for $200. All right, and this card comes from Providence, Rhode Island. It's Charles Street, apartment 408. And the name is Frank Gravel. Okay, he's not close to the 718, but for the 770, he's got a 776. Okay, so we do have a winner. All right, Jim, 125 in the high-low jackpot. Huey. Son of a gun. Okay, Huey, stay here, please, if you would. You get the smaller one. You come over here. You get the smaller one of these, and you got $100 in bonus money plus $350. And Jimmy just got $50 in bonus money, but he doesn't care because he's a winner again. He gets the $50 gift certificate from True Value. He had one more markers, I believe, in the regular time. And a great match for both of you. All I can say is thanks, really. I mean, you were super. And one more reminder for the folks on Channel 5 in Boston. We're on at 11 a.m. next Saturday only. Okay, same time in Springfield. Don Gillis for everybody. Bye-bye.